In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on March 8, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best bet single picks, best bet parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Minnesota Wild versus Winnipeg Jets. Tonight we have a very fun matchup in the Central Division between 2 teams both in playoff spots, the Minnesota Wild and the Winnipeg Jets. These teams have played in very similar ways, which sets up what should be a very competitive game. This will be the third of 4 games this season between these divisional teams, with both prior games not being particularly close. The Wild won both of those games, winning 6-1 at home on November 23rd at home and then 4-1 on the road on December 27th. The Wild are 0-4 in their last 4 games, playing on 0 days rest, and 4-0 in their last 4 overall. The Jets are 1-4 in their last 5 home games and 1-6 in their last 7 overall. The under is 38-18-2 and Wild last 58 overall. The under is 47-18-5 and Jets last 70 overall. The Wild are 3-9 in the last 12 meetings in Winnipeg and 10-4 in the last 14 meetings. The favorite is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings. The home team is 21-8 in the last 29 meetings. Minnesota won the first 2 games between these teams this season very easily, winning 6-1 at home and then 4-1 on the road. Even with the Wild in the second half of a back-to-back, I'd expect them to perform well once again tonight. The Jets are in a big slump right now with just 1 win in their last 7 games. Minnesota's the better team defensively in this game, draining the energy out of their opponents. They've allowed just the 3rd fewest goals in the NHL and given up only the 8th fewest expected goals and the 9th fewest high-danger shots in the league. The Minnesota Wild don't win on the end of back-to-backs, and you'd assume the Jets will get their act together eventually. However, we're getting plus money with the team in better form. Rest advantage in home ice or not, the Wild are playing the better hockey at the moment. I expect them to shut down the Jets, so the Minnesota Wild money line is our full game side pick. These are 2 of the best defensive teams in the NHL this season. Both teams have heavily trended under this season, with the under going 37-23-4 in Minnesota games this season and 40-18-6 in Jets games. The Wild have allowed just the 3rd fewest goals in the NHL and given up only the 8th fewest expected goals and the 9th fewest high-danger shots in the league. Winnipeg's been very good defensively as well, allowing just the 10th fewest goals in the league. Both offenses in this game have struggled. The Jets have scored the 15th fewest goals in the NHL, and the Wild have only scored the 7th fewest goals in the league. I expect this to be a defensive grind. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Chicago Blackhawks versus Detroit Red Wings. The Chicago Blackhawks will go on the road and take on the Detroit Red Wings at Little Caesars Arena. Chicago has a record of 22-36-5. The Red Wings have a record of 28-26-9 on the season. These 2 teams faced each other once this season, with Chicago winning the matchup. The Blackhawks are 18-38 in their last 56 road games and 18-39 in their last 57 overall. The Red Wings are 5-2 in their last 7 versus Western Conference and 0-6 in their last 6 overall. The under is 3-1 in Blackhawks' last 5 overall. The over is 5-0 in Red Wings' last 6 versus Western Conference. The Blackhawks are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Detroit and 12-4 in the last 16 meetings. The underdog is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings. Both teams have been struggling lately. Chicago has lost 4 of their last 5 and Detroit has lost 6 straight games. The Red Wings were in a position to make the postseason, but their recent struggles have made it much more difficult for them to make the playoffs. This is a get-right game for Detroit. Chicago has the 2nd fewest points in the league, and their offense has been a disaster all season. The Blackhawks rank last in goals per game and 31st in shots per game. Patrick Kane and Max Domi were the top 2 offensive players for Chicago, and they are both no longer with the team. Ville Husso has been fairly sharp in the net for Detroit. He has allowed 2 or fewer goals in 6 of his last 10 starts. I'm not running to the window to lay juice with either of these teams, but the Detroit Red Wings are at home, and they still have somewhat of a hope of staying in the playoff conversation. The Chicago Blackhawks watched their season end ages ago, and they already moved on from key players. It's tank mode for the Blackhawks from here on out. Detroit is in desperate need to win this game in order to keep their playoff lives alive. So the Detroit Red Wings money line is our full game side pick. Prior to their last contest against the Ottawa Senators, the Blackhawks had managed to find the back of the net on just 6 occasions in 4 games, while the Red Wings are netting just an average of 1.5 tallies per game in their past 6 fixtures. Besides, 3 of the previous 5 overall matchups of Chicago have all been low-scoring affairs, as have 7 of the most recent 9 assignments of Detroit following a 2-day break. Both teams have been struggling mightily on offense. Detroit scored 2 or fewer goals in 6 of their last 9 games. They ranked 22nd in goals per game and 29th in shots per game. The Blackhawks rank last in goals per game and 31st in shots per game. They scored 2 or fewer goals in 4 of the last 5 games. Chicago traded away their top 2 offensive players before the trade deadline. With both teams struggling on offense, this will be a lower scoring game. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Anaheim Ducks versus Vancouver Canucks. The Anaheim Ducks 2022 to 2023 season has gone about as well as anyone could have expected. But with all of their young talent and a potential high draft pick coming in the 2023 NHL draft, the future is looking bright, and on Wednesday, they'll head north to take on the talented Vancouver Canucks, a team who have experienced nothing but misery over the past few seasons. Both teams have some promising young talent, and without any hope of the playoffs for either squad, this matchup will be about finding positives for the future and showcasing that talent, meaning that this one should be a very fun matchup. The Ducks are 14-38 in their last 52 road games and 25-62 in their last 87 overall. The Canucks are 4-1 in their last 5 games, playing on 1 day's rest, and 10-4 in their last 14 versus Pacific. The under is 4-0-1 in Ducks' last 5 overall. The over is 16-6-5 in Canucks' last 27 overall. The Ducks are 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Vancouver and 12-4 in the last 16 meetings. In recent years, the fortunes of both these franchises have been eerily similar, but what is surprising is the fact that the Ducks have actually found quite a bit of success against their Pacific Division rival. The Anaheim Ducks don't win on the road, and their defense can't be trusted against respectable teams. The Vancouver Canucks are the clear better team at both ends of the ice, and their offense should have a field day against this Ducks defense. In this one, however, the Ducks are playing a back-to-back after a tough loss against Seattle, and with Vancouver winning 3 of their past 4 games and having the advantage all over the ice, the favored Canucks should come away winners here. No reason for the Canucks not to get the victory here. The Anaheim Ducks just can't be trusted in spots like this, so the Vancouver Canucks to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. For teams out of the playoffs at this time of year, the defense is usually what's holding them back, and that's true for both of these squads. And when they face each other, plenty of goals usually ensue, with the over being 4-1 in their past 5 head-to-head matchups in Vancouver. For the Ducks, the over is 11-5-1 in their past 17 games on the road, and for the Canucks, the over is 16-6-5 in their past 27 games overall. And with so much explosive, young offensive talent, this should be a masterclass in goal scoring. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.